Well, good morning, and thank you for coming. It's just a little after 10, and like love to respect your time and get started. So, welcome, first of all. Good morning. I'm Shubhra Govind. I'm the Director of Community and Economic Development for the Village of Hanover Park. And as part of our mission, we are here to help our businesses and help our businesses grow. So something that the village has is an economic development committee. And the committee is made up of businesses just like yourselves, large and small. And this group meets with dedication every month to discuss strategies for how we can help our businesses grow. And as part of that, what came out was that we started this series of webinars and seminars of different topics that the committee comes up with these topics and say, okay, here are the things that we think our business committee would love to hear. And we do this quarterly, and this series is called BEST, and it stands for Business Education Seminars in Technology. And we try to do this 4 times a year. This is the last one of the series for this year. And we have for you some fantastic speakers. But before I get into that, I would love to invite Gail Tobin, who is the chairperson of our Economic Development Committee, to welcome you all and tell you a little bit about today's program.
Thank you, Shubhra. As Shubhra said, welcome to today's program. My name is Gail Tobin. I'm the branch manager of the Hanover Park branch of the Schaumburg Township District Library. I'm also the chairperson of the Hanover Park Economic Development Committee. And the committee, as Shubhra said, is made up of volunteers from the local business community. And we're here to help the Hanover Park businesses. One of the ways we do that is by hosting these regular educational and networking opportunities for our local businesses. Today's program is called Business Plan, Your Roadmap to Success, and it's one of our quarterly business education seminars on technology, or BEST sessions. This event is brought to you in collaboration with our regional partners, the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce, the Northwest Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the Schaumburg Township District Library, and the Women's Development Center. In today's session, Minerva Cataliad and Loredana Scortino will discuss the importance of a business plan to help your business succeed, as well as the information and resources you need to create your own. Minerva Cataliad is an Associate Director of Entrepreneurial Services for the Women's Development Center in Aurora. She provides one-on-one advice to women entrepreneurs that want to start or grow their business in both English and Spanish. She also imparts training and educational programs. Minerva has many years of experience developing international strategies that enable companies to expand and grow their markets. She has many years of experience in the food and beverage industry, and she's an experienced entrepreneur with a passion for helping people grow and find their full potential. Minerva holds a bachelor's in food engineering from the Universidad Nacional Autónoma de Mexico, an MBA from the Instituto Tecnológico, sorry about that, de Estudios Superiores de Monterrey, Mexico, and an executive master in international business from the St. Louis University in St. Louis, Missouri. Loredana is the Chief Executive Officer of Conex Consulting. She was born in Sicily and immigrated with her family to Chicago in 1996. It was the move to the United States that inspired Loredana with her vision to create a world where people can enjoy their lives with the people they love, doing what they love. Living in an entrepreneurial family taught Loredana to see opportunity and find a solution for every problem. Loredana has a degree in entrepreneurship and has worked with dozens of local small businesses, locally and internationally. After more than 15 years of experience, Conex Consulting was created to help you connect your business. At this time, I'd like to turn the presentation over to our presenters, Minerva Cataliad and Loredana Scortino. Hope I pronounced your names right.
Good morning, everyone. It is amazing to be here standing up after 2 years of only doing Zooms day in and day out. So I'm glad to be here, and I'm happy to see all of you here because this is such an important topic. So I'm also very happy to be presenting together with Lori. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation and it's really helpful for you. Okay, so this we already did. You already saw who I am, Minerva Calata Youth. And then, okay, so I'm gonna say a few words about the WBDC. The WBDC, it's an organization it's a non-profit organization that is the leading organization in helping women in develop economically and helping the communities develop the economy. What we do at the Women Business Development Center is we help women and minorities to start a business or to grow their business if they are already established. The reason we do this is because this way we help our communities, and we are very, very passionate about it. I say it's wonderful to work in a women organization with mostly women to help women, but we also help anybody else. We welcome the rest of the people, but how do we do this? We do it in different ways. We do one-on-one advising sessions that are completely free, and we do trainings in business. We also provide connections. We help with contracts, government contracts, okay, sorry. Government contracts and corporation contracts. We help you prepare to be there. It's not that we will provide you the contract, but we help you prepare to get those opportunities. We also provide trainings in finances, in business plan development, in strategy, and we also certify companies that are owned by women. Okay. So I'm assuming everybody here that is in this meeting today are entrepreneurs. Can you please raise your hand if you have a company, established company right now? Okay. And can you raise your hand if you are planning to start up a company? Very good, very good. Any of you have a business plan, started a business plan in the past? Raise your hand. Okay, well, if you don't have it, you are in the right place. Don't worry, we are here to help you. So today is an hour presentation, but remember, we are gonna be here and you can connect with us, you can make appointments with Lori, myself, and we can help you with this journey. Why do you think when a product goes into the market, sometimes it fails, or when a business opens the door, sometimes the business fails? What do you think is the reason? Yeah? There's no plan, okay. Other reason? Please. Marketing? Okay. There's no marketing. Anybody else? Finances, there's no money? Passion. Or they don't know their finances? Passion. There's no passion? There's no need for the product. So, okay. Shubra, you got the... No, all of your answers are correct, but the one that is more relevant is there is not a need in the market for that product or solution. So what happens is we are so passionate about our idea, and we say, this is it. I'm going to be so successful. I love this idea, that we don't think and validate that that's going to be a solution, that there's a need for somebody of this, that you are solving a problem for someone. So for example, Uber was found a solution for people that were standing in the snow trying to get a cab. And what the problem they had is they wanted to go from point A to point B. And they wanted to get there on time, but they were suffering until Uber said, oh, I'm the solution to this problem. They can call me at the moment they need me, and I will pick them up wherever they want. So they detect that solution, that problem to that solution. Can you put the lights a little more, because it's hard for me to see the computer? Thank you. Okay, so let's continue. So why is a business plan so important? There are many reasons. The first one is going to be your roadmap to success. This is for you. Many times, the other reason that I'm going to mention later is because when you go to a bank, if you need funds for the business, they are going to ask you for a business plan, very important. But the main reason is this is for you, for your company to know where are you going and how are you going to get there. So it's your roadmap to success. When you need funds, banks need to know that you are going to pay back. So it's not a problem to ask for funds to grow your business, but they need to see what is your plan, who is in your team, what is the revenue you are going to be generated, and how are you going to get there. So you need a business plan. If you need a partner, you are at a point where your company is big enough that you want a partner, then also they want to see what are your goals, your mission, your vision. And then with all this exercise of building your business plan, you are going to be able to identify whether or not your whole idea is solving a need in the market. So a good business plan it gives the business owner a path to profit. It's the only way that you are going to be able to see if this idea of yours is profitable and if it's worth it doing it. Or if you are already in business, it's important to know that you are profitable as well, if you should continue. And remember, this is not something you're going to write one time, put it in a drawer, say, yeah, I use it for the banks, thank you, they gave me the money, and not see it anymore again. You need to review this at least once a year, and the world is changing so fast. You need to adapt, pivot, change your business plan, and continue. And it's not hard. It's just seems like a nightmare, right? It's like a business plan. Sounds like a big thing. Most of you that are here is because you have that idea. You already did some research, and so it's going to be, you have a lot of the information that you will need. So where do we start? So the first thing, as I said, is you have the passion for the product, and you know that you need to validate that you are solving an idea for someone, and the best way is go and talk to the people that it's going to be your target client, that you think is going to be your target client. And ask them, what are you buying? Would you buy this product? Would you pay for this product? What other needs do you have? Is this solving something for you? Face-to-face conversation, people are afraid sometimes to do it, but if you go and talk to someone, even your competitors, it's always very gratifying, and you will see people are going to respond to you. Other ways of doing it could be a survey, it could be a focus group, but you need to approach your target client or customer and ask them, is this something you need? So most of the people love their idea too much. No, they don't have a plan, they don't test the demand, and they need money. So every time we talk to our clients, they need money, it's very common, but there's this methodology, the Lean Start method, that it's a great methodology to use. You don't need to have the perfect product and solution to go to the market either. You need to have the minimum characteristics in that product that somebody will be willing to buy it. This is called the minimum viable product. Once the first customers buy your product, then you can get feedback from them, improve the product, and continue selling the product. So a lot of the e-commerce business follow this because if you wait until you have like the exact perfect product, you never know. The needs from the customer change all the time. So start that way, but make sure that you validate it. Okay, so this is an example of a business model canvas. It's a chart. It's all contained. And it's an easy way to start doing this planning. So what a business model canvas, and I'm not going to go in too much detail here, but I'm going to explain how you can start mapping that idea and then start writing the business plan. So you start by, and I don't know if we have a pointer, or can you see here my, okay. So you will start with who is that customer target that you have? Who am I planning to sell my idea? Then you're gonna say, what is the value proposition? What is the benefit I am bringing to that client? Next, you're gonna have to decide, how am I gonna deliver this product? Am I gonna deliver physically delivering? Am I gonna do it more like e-commerce type of delivery? Then you wanna think on what is the relationship I wanna have with this client as a business? What relationship I wanna have with them? Then you have to think, what do I need to do? What activities I need to do to produce this product and to generate this service to the client? Do I need technology? Do I need equipment? What do I need? And what resources do I need? Am I a solopreneur? Am I having somebody to help me, who is my supplier? And the key partners as well. You don't think that if you start a business or you have a business, you need to do everything yourself. Look for support, either a mentor, an advisor like us. There's so much free resources that is unbelievable. I mean, when I started my business, I didn't believe that the SBA, for example, was offering all those free services. And I did everything by myself. And now that I know everything, it's like, oh my gosh, why did I did that? It was so hard. There's so much out there. If you don't know marketing, hire somebody to do your marketing. If you don't know technology, ask for help. But find your village, the village that will support you mentally and physically and anything because having a business is hard. It goes up and down the motion, so you need that team support. Then you need to have the cost structure of how much it's going to cost me to deliver that service, and finally, what is it for me? How much profit and revenue I'm going to get. When you do this, you will have an idea whether or not this is worth doing it. You don't want to spend your time working, putting all your money and efforts if this is not worth doing it. So business Kanban model is a very good methodology, and we can help you go through this journey. And it's kind of giving you a snapshot of what it is. However, the banks normally do not accept a business model canvas as the official business plan. So that's why we are here, and we need to describe you all the steps in a business plan. So the first section of the business plan is describe your business. Basically, what's the name of the owner, and what are this business is doing, and for whom. Who are you going to deliver this, and what benefits this product or service has. And this is basically your mission. Why do you exist as a mission? However, the mission, for me, mission and vision are key elements when you are writing your business plan. The mission is like, really, why are you doing this? Is it because you love baking that you are selling cupcakes? Or you love baking and you want to open a truck company? That is going to be hard, because if you say, I love baking, I don't know anything about trucking, but I heard the trucking business is such a good business to be in, It's going to be hard. As I said, you go from good times to bad times. You need to be passionate about this. So in the mission as well, think of whether you can have a social mission inside your mission. Like, for example, if you want to buy flowers for somebody you love, and there's 2 flower places, and one says, I want to plant a tree for every 2 customers that buy my flowers. And the other one is just a flower company. Might be a little less expensive. Where would you buy? Raise your hands or tell me, anybody, where would you buy? Which one of those 2 flower companies would you buy?
The one that plants a tree.
Yes. Why? Because they are doing something good for the community. That is so important today. People, the new generations, are worried about our world. So think on the possibility of adding a social mission into your organizations. It's not necessary, but it's a way to differentiate your business. The vision is, where do you want to be in 3 years? If you don't think where you want your business to be in 3 years, you will not get there. If you are an established company, maybe in 3 years you want to sell your business and retire. If you are a startup, maybe you say in 3 years, I want to duplicate my sales, or I want to have 100 clients, or I want to expand to another state. But think about it and write it down. Management and organization is the next section of a business plan. Here you will write about you. What is your experience in this topic that you decided to put in your business? What is your experience, your studies? The bank wants to know that you are an experienced person capable to manage that business. That's why it's important to have that, or your partners. What is the structure of your business, the legal entity? Are you a sole proprietary? Are you an LLC? Are you a corporation? Where is the business at? And then the same thing for the key personnel. If it's only you in the business, well, who in the future you need to have as part of your team? What skills they need to have? So that's simple, right? Operation plan, that's the next section. Many times small businesses say, okay, I'm gonna do candles, and I saw a video on YouTube, I start doing it in my kitchen, I start doing candles, but they don't think on what is the optimized process that they can do for producing those candles. What suppliers, it's really the who, what, where, and how. And it's putting a flow chart from beginning to end of how do you manufacture or produce that product or services. In the who is what type of employees, suppliers do you need. In the what, you need to know what legal requirements you want. If you're a restaurant, you need to understand that you need a license to handle, not only you, but anybody in your restaurant needs a license that approves that you can handle food. What type of policies are you going to put in place? The where is, where are you going to be located? Is it in a place, or is it in e-commerce, online? What type of zoning do you need, restrictions do you have? Is there going to be accessibility, parking? Sometimes businesses open and then they find out that they cannot open, they want to open, but they cannot open because they don't have parking space, or they don't have the bathroom in a distance that they need to have it. And they just did everything, and suddenly they find out that that's not right. So make sure you understand all the city and the legal from the city where your business is going to be, all the legal requirements. And the how is really, how are you going to produce this? Equipment, quality control, things like that. Marketing plan, my favorite part of the business plan. This is where you are gonna define your target client, in research about the industry, what products, competitors, and where are you going to be located. So industry research, I mentioned before, you need to be an expert of your industry. Why? Because if you are not if you are not aware of what changes are happening in your industry, then you are not going to be able to react in a timely manner. You cannot pivot and change if you don't understand what is happening. It could be a change in legislation, but it could just be a trend that you can take advantage of it. For example, if you are opening a restaurant and selling hamburgers, you're not going to be able to take advantage of all the vegetarians and burgers and non-meat burgers that are growing like crazy. If you don't know that that industry is growing, you are not going to be prepared for that type of client, right? So you need to be on top of everything that is changing from the consumer needs, but also from the legislation, competitors as well. So research, there are different ways to research, and one is just you watching what is happening in the industry, going to Google, that is more a secondary research, but you doing surveys, interviews. But then there's the library. Here is Gail with us, and there are business librarians in every library that will help you for free looking for information about the industry of your business. The Census Builder is free as well, and there you will be able to find what type of people live in the area where you are selling, what ages, what gender, how many kids they have, what is the income level. You can find so much information. So don't forget to constantly research. Sorry. Okay, so then who is your target market? Many times business owners come and say, my target market is everybody. I sell to everybody. There's no such a thing. You have to find a niche. The reason you need to find a niche is because you need to communicate with that people. If you try to communicate with everybody, you don't communicate with no one. And when I say communicate, it's from social media or from understanding their needs. You need to define who is that person that you want to target. The best that you describe it is going to be, you are going to be more successful. And this means not only demographics like age, gender, race, but a lot is the behaviors, motivations, like for example, the vegan burger example. I'm gonna do vegan burgers. Probably my target client is vegetarians or keto or anybody like that, but there's also people that might like to do sports, that are concerned about the environment, that help animals. So there are other characteristics and behaviors behind that. Then when you do a blog, you can talk about those things. You can approach them with the language and the things they want to hear. So very important to define. And an example of how to define somebody very successful that understood this very well a long time ago is Oprah. Oprah Winfrey, maybe I'm saying the last name wrongly, but let's keep it as Oprah. She said, what does my Susie wants to hear, listen in my program every day? So every day she would get with her team and say, what are the interests of Susie? What does she like? What does she want to hear from my program? And that is why she defined that the women that were stay-home moms, they were white women, they were at the beginning of the program, and then she changed. She was so successful. She knew who she was talking to. So you can do the same. The other sections is defining your products, your channel, your customer service, and your location. describe what products and services. Many times, if you, for example, if you are selling something, let's say, maybe you are an eyelash salon, you could be doing videos of how to do makeup. And then people are gonna see you as the expert in the topic. How to take care of your eyelashes. And so you can have not only products, you can add, with a service, you can add education, and you can add also products. For example, if you are in an eyelash salon, you can sell the shampoo to wash your eyelashes. So there's many things you can do and not just focus on one. But in the business plan, try to describe everything that you are providing. Channels and delivery, define whether or not you are going to be doing physically, you are going to deliver the product in your place, or if you are an e-commerce, are you going to do drop shipping? Are you going to carry the product and take it to DHL or to the post office? What you are going to be doing? Customer service, it's very important that you understand your refund policy, complaints, how are you going to handle complaints, and what type of training your product might need, and how are you going to train your customers with that. Location, I think I talked about that. Why did you pick that location? Is because there is something close by, that it's a good area where there's a lot of traffic, or it's because there's accessibility. Explain why you picked that location. Okay, many times the biggest mistake is to believe that you have such a great service or product that nobody else in the market has it. There's nothing that is so unique in the market. It's hard to think about. Even Facebook, like for example, they were saying that they are going to do this meta thing, whatever, that you are going to be able to talk to somebody away from you. Well, I have a client that is going to do that in Chicago. And it's just a small business that decided they want to do something like that. So it's hard to have a unique idea, right? So you need to be able to find out who are those competitors. Who are those competitors that are going to take part of your clients and understand their strengths, their weaknesses, and understand and learn from them. Maybe you can even partner with them. Find what they are saying in their websites, what are their prices, etc. Financial is the last section, and the more terrifying for a lot of people, numbers. Numbers are an understanding the numbers. So if you are not good in finances, you can use an accountant, you can use a bookkeeper, but as a business owner, it's very important to understand what those numbers mean to your business. Is your business growing? Is your business profitable? Do you need money to work for the next month, to pay the salaries, to pay the suppliers? So it's very important to know, or do you have enough money to invest and expand, right? You need to understand so you can make the right decisions for your business and be strategic. You don't need to be the accountant putting the numbers. There's a lot of technology there, and a lot of things are free in technology there. Take advantage of the free trainings that all the people that supply, like for example, Shopify, QuickBooks, anybody that those type of organizations, probably they have really good customer service that will train you in their products. Use them. There are 3 important statements you need to have for your business, and you need to have for your business plan. To show, the most common one that is asked from the banks is the cash flow statement and the balance sheet. But you need to have also the profit and loss and handle those and analyze them. The cash flow statement will tell you where the money is coming from, meaning your revenue, and from which product or service, and how are you using that money. The balance sheet is gonna tell you what are your assets, if you can make those assets in cash faster or slower, and what are your liabilities. And the income statement is the same as the profit and loss. It's gonna tell you if you are profitable or not. So with that, the cash flow statement represents, well, I said, represents information about how you are handling your cash month to month. And it's very important that you do projections of your sales. You need to project in 1 year how much the sales are gonna grow and where are they gonna come from. And then what are all your expenses? The phone, the rent, your salary. Don't forget to add in the expenses as salary for you as a business owner. If you ask for money to friends, you need to pay the money, and that's part of the expenses. All that is in the cash flow. Or if you need supplies and you have to have a stock of raw material, all that is part of the cash flow. And again, we can help you. We have templates. We can help you with this. The balance sheet is important because it's gonna be, that way the bank can know how liquid is your business. And if you have a lot of liabilities, then maybe it's hard that you are gonna be able to get into more debt to pay to the bank. So they will check what's the balance there. And the income, the profit and loss, they really want to know if you are profitable, if you are pricing correctly, if you are really, the revenue you are generating has a good margin to pay back. And for you as a business, very important, right? You are in business because you want to generate money either for you or to help somebody, the community, or whatever you are planning to do. With that, Lori is going to continue talking about a little more about marketing and how to reach your client.
Hello, everyone. I'm Donna Shortino, also known as Lori. Minerva, you did a great job. Thank you. Thank you to Hanover for inviting me to speak today. I am very happy to be here. So I am Donna Shortino, as we had mentioned at the beginning, came to the country in 1996. I was 8 years old, did not speak a word of English when we came here, and my dad eventually opened up his own business. I always knew that I wanted to be a business owner, and so when I was in high school, I started working in the family business and learning everything there is to learn about business ownership. I went to college to learn business administration and entrepreneurship, went overseas, back to Italy, and studied there a little more and started working with more businesses while I was there. So overall, I have about 20 years of experience in small business management. Connects Consulting. It's a strong belief that life is meant to be enjoyed. Business owners, they start their business not just because they want to make money. That's kind of the goal with a business, otherwise it's a hobby. It's to make money. But it's because they want to enjoy life. There's another purpose to them starting a business other than just making money. So it is our mission to help local small businesses and nonprofit organizations. I do also work with nonprofits. Live an honorable life of connection and abundance by creating opportunities, solving inefficiencies, and uniting communities. I am a business consulting and marketing strategist, so I will sit down and help you paint the big picture and figure out how to draw the little pictures that make up the big picture in your business plan. Your business is your baby. How many of you are parents here? Okay, perfect, beautiful. Do you remember the first time you acknowledged that the baby was coming to the world? Like the first time you heard the heartbeat and you're just kind of like, oh my God, it's a real baby. Your business is the real baby, is your baby. You know, you're creating it. It's a beautiful experience. You're just so excited for this new adventure. And then the baby comes and there's the sleepless nights. There are the exhaustion. There is just the overall experience of being a new parent that is sometimes overwhelming, and you're just kind of like, I just need a break. I need a moment to gather myself. So like a baby, your business is like a baby. So the similarities between a baby and your business are many. So I want you to take a look at the 4 parts that you see there on the screen. So I want you to think of the mind to be the administration of the baby. It's the brain. It's what makes everything move. It's what, the HR, finances, legal aspects, just everyday administration of your business. The heart is the marketing. It's what pumps everything through. It's what communicates with everything. If that's not moving, then we know what happens. The arms and hands are operations of your business. So that means that they are the thing that you see the most. You see it moving, you see it grabbing things, you see it putting things together, you see it creating. And that's what the hands and feet of your baby. The legs and feet are sales, is what move your business forward. So as we were mentioning before, that the heart is the first thing that you heard when you acknowledged that your baby, marketing plan is the heart of your business. So I would, before working on the full marketing plan, on the full business plan, I would start with the marketing plan. And so with the, close to 20 years of experience, I created the 10 P's of marketing. So the perfect 10 marketing plan. But before I get to that, let's talk about the marketing cycle. How does marketing work? Marketing is basically just to market. It's bringing a product or service to market. So what do you do in order to bring a product or service to market? First, you start with analytics. Before you started anything about thinking this is how to fix a problem, you had to acknowledge that there was a problem that you needed to fix. And so you start with the analytics. What exactly is this problem? What are the possible solutions for this product? Do I have the capabilities and resources to fix this problem? So you start with the analytics. Once you have the analytics and you understand what the problem is, you go into strategy. Well, how do we fix it? Why does the problem need fixing in the first place? And that is where the strategy comes into place. Once you have a strong strategy, then you go into the operations and the everyday tactics and things that you put together in order to achieve the strategy. So my business specializes in strategic marketing. So as a business marketing strategist, building a business is like building a home, and your marketing plan is the blueprint. So like I said, we created the perfect 10 marketing plan, and that is divided into 3 different sections. So like I was saying, it's like building a home. You want to think of your home as like the function it serves. How many rooms do you need? How big are each rooms? What is that room being used for? Okay. Is there ways to change the rooms up a little bit? Or is there any way to innovate within those rooms? Are you giving yourself leeway to make the house grow with you as your life and business grows? Okay, so in order to do that, you have to put the plan together. You have to first think of the type of structure that you want to raise, okay? And that's what's normally known as the marketing mix, so the 4 P's of marketing. But before you start raising up the walls, what happens if you raise up the walls and you don't put a foundation? it collapses. It collapses. So you want to make sure that you have a very solid foundation based on the structure that you want to create. So you want to start by picturing what, the curb appeal of the house is going to be, what your business is going to look like. But then once you have the picture, you want to think, how deep do I have to dig the foundation to make all this work? So what is part of the foundation? So to build a foundation, you have to think about the purpose, the philosophy, and the partnerships. Okay, so for the purpose, I'll get to that in a second. Let's go ahead and just mention all the 10 Ps. To raise the structure, it means that you think about the product, the place, the price, and the promotion. And then you have to protect your creation. I mean, if you put a foundation and we'll put up some walls, but there's no ceiling, there's no roof, and then it starts to rain, well, guess what? Now everything is destroyed because the wood decayed and everything is now gross and it didn't work. You built a great house, but it didn't have a roof. So you want to put a roof onto your business and protect your business, and you do that by creating your SOPs, so your procedures, so your standing operating procedures. You want to make sure that you have the right people servicing your clients and making sure that everything is moving forward. And you want to have physical evidence. This is your branding. So you want to make sure that people can recognize you. They know who you are. When they think of that problem, you come up as a solution. So you do that through branding and creating physical evidence of everything that you put together. So to create a vision and mission statement, so this is the first one. So step number 1, create your purpose. So to create your purpose, your vision and mission, we're going to use Simon Sinek's Golden Circle. Has anyone read the book Start With Why? Okay, perfect. I do recommend it. It's a beautiful book. It explains things beautifully. And this is a little fragment of that book. It's one of the principles that they teach in that book, and it's the Golden Circle. So the Golden Circle is that you want to imagine these 3 targets, and the more outer they are, so the farther out they are, the more flexible it can be. But the farther in you go, the more static it is. It does not move. So you want the why to be at the very center. It's going to be kind of like the, what is that word? It's going to be kind of like the screw that holds the whole thing together. Okay? And that's your why. So your why is going to be a very, very simple phrase that you tell yourself that, why am I doing this? It's the emotion that you create with your business. So for example, with my business, it's connecting business. That's my why. My why is to help you connect you to your business, help you connect your business with your team, and your team with the community. I create those connections. What does your business do? So small little word, maybe 2 to 3 words. What do you do? That's your why. The farther out you go, that's the how. That's going to become your value proposition. What makes you different? What is the difference between Apple and Microsoft? They both provide the same type of products. What makes you different? So you want to create a culture, so that's the philosophy portion of building a foundation as to how you build a strong culture in your company and what's going to make you different from any other business that's out there. It's those value propositions that are important to you and are also important to your team and to your customer. Then you have what. The what you do is your product and service. That's how you're going to achieve everything that you had before. That may change a little bit. Let's take Apple, for example. Apple started with computers. Did they stay with computers? No. Then they went into music. Then they went into phones. Now they're into watches. They changed. But their mission is the same. Their mission is to change the status quo. Their mission is to think differently. That's their why. How they do it is they focus on design and user experience. That's what they believe in. What they do changes, allows them to have the space to innovate as times go on. If everything was based on the computer, well, you know what, we wouldn't need a smartwatch, but how many people here have a smartwatch? How many people here have a phone that can do everything like your computer can? So you need to give yourself the leeway to make your business grow. If you're not giving your business the leeway to grow, then you are saying that I want to do this business for 10 years and then it's not going to move forward anymore. So you want to give yourself that leeway. Okay. The 4 P's of marketing. These are what make up your structure. Think of like the pillars in a house to keep the structure together. You're going to start with the product. So we're going to go from the product and then go down, over, and up. So we're going to start with the product. You don't necessarily want to think of the product. You want to think of what does the product do for the consumer. What problem is that product solving? And that's how you're going to continue innovating into it. For example, let's say you're a hairstylist, okay? It's not just a haircut, okay? It's the fashion trend that the person wants to feel, how the feels, the relaxation that you get from that experience, okay? You need to list all your features and benefits. It's not just a haircut. Because if it's just a haircut, you can always find someone cheaper or faster to do it for you or be better at it. It's the experience that you create that's going to make your customer come back, because it's not just a haircut. Once you distinguish what your product or service is to fix the need, then you need to think about place. Is this something you need a brick and mortar for? Or do you need to stay in one location? Is the client coming to you or are you going to them? Is it virtual? You know, once COVID hit, how many businesses stopped because they did not have the virtual methods to continue their business? Let's go back to the hair salons, for example. If you don't have a stylist face to face, can they cut your hair? No. But how do you continue making money with a hair salon when you cannot be face to face? So a lot of my clients, for example, they were contacting their clients and saying, hey, I know you can't come in for a haircut right now, but I have the treatment that you need for your hair so that your hair doesn't get all gross while you're home. I know that you need a root touch-up for your color. Instead of going out and buying whatever is there that doesn't match your color, I mix it up for you. You can come pick it up and you can do it at home. I'll do virtual classes to teach you how to put your color on so you can do it at home. So while you're home for a year, not getting your hair done and not feeling good about yourself, I can teach you how to get that going. So that hair salon continued making money, although they could not cut and blow dry their clients' hair. They found a way to be innovative because it wasn't about the haircut, it wasn't about the color, it was about the experience that they give their client. Okay? Once you figure out how you're going to get it, so like place-wise, the convenience that you provide, you're going to think about price. Are you going to use, there are two methodologies that you can really use, and it's skimming and penetration. Skimming means that only a few can afford what I give. Penetration is, I want everyone to be able to afford what I have, so I'm going to keep my prices a little lower and work on bulk. You need to figure out where do you want to work. It's the difference between going to Walmart and going to Nordstrom. You can find a pair of pants in both places. But who are you speaking to in regards to that? Okay, so you need to think about what strategy are you going to use. There's also a psychology of how to use numbers to get better communication from your clients. So it's also thinking about who is the demographic, as Minerva was mentioning before, the psychographic and the demographic. What pricing strategy is going to work best for them? Do they want $19.99 plus $5 shipping and handling, or do they want $24.99 with free shipping and handling? Depending on the communication, the demographic and what works best for them, you need to think about that as a part of your pricing strategy. For promotion, we don't mean discounts. A lot of people think that promotion means discounting, doing the whole Groupon method of getting clients sort of thing. It's not about how much you're, giving off. It's the communication with your client. If your client comes in on their birthday, do you have a specific thank you that you want to give to them? If it's their anniversary, do you remember that? Do you want to contact them for their anniversary? If they've come and you have a restaurant and then you notice that they come to you every Tuesday to have dinner with friends, do you say thank you in a specific way? That's what we mean by promotion. How are you getting your client base to understand who you are and how you function, and how do you get them to come back? So it's just a communication method that you have with your customers. For that, we're going to start using the marketing funnel. So like Minerva was saying, not everyone is your client. But you can start, throwing the net out there and then bringing it back in. So you have to have a strategy in place, one, to know how big is your market and how far can your net go. So what resources are you using to go out into the community? Do you have social media? Are you doing newsletters? Are you doing a podcast? Are you active in the community? How are you creating a lead generator for yourself? Are you connecting with other businesses that are not in competition with you but have the same target market to market to each other? One of my colleagues, he did something amazing. It was for a hair salon in Australia. Beautiful concept that he did. He was working with a high luxury med spa, and their prices were very pricey, and so the people that were going there and that were very active in the med spa, he did a survey, and he discovered that 50% of them drove Lexuses, another 30% drove BMWs. So what he did was he went to Lexus and BMW, and he said, listen, my clients drive your cars. Can you give them a gift basket with my products in it and a gift certificate to come try me for free? He did that. The salesmen were really happy. They bought a car. They would give them like $1,000 gift basket to go treat yourself. You just treated yourself with a new car. Now go treat yourself with a whole new look and feel to yourself. Relax a little bit. So they would give away a $1,000 spa package. The clients, when they would come in, they would love the spa package. They would buy $1,000 more on more spa packages. She ended up making 3 times the revenue in 6 months than she did in the whole 5 years that she was open. So beautiful case studies. So it's about knowing who else has your same target market and who can you connect with to help your business grow. If you don't know, give me a call, I'll help you. So once you have that, you go down to prospects awareness, and then you just build a sales funnel with different strategies on how to make all that work. So here's another version of the sales funnel. At the very top, we have user experience. So test out your customers. So endure testing your customer market, so feedback received will help iterate your product into the right direction. So are you following up with your customers? So again, everything starts with the marketing plan. It starts with understanding what problem you are fixing, how you're fixing it, and the benefit and the impact that you are having on the people using that product or service. Once you fully understand that, then you can build everything else around it with the SOPs, getting the funding, and Minerva can definitely help you with that, and just building a business. But you have to start with understanding why are you in business and what impact are you creating. Any questions? So Minerva and I will answer any questions that you may have. So are there any questions out there? Thank you.
Questions? I'm sure you have some.
Yes.
Is there any kind of resource for knowing what type of marketing fits what type of business?
It depends also on the impact that you're trying to create, but one great way to do that is to, once you figure out what you're trying to do, see who is your competitor. There are websites you can go into, for example, sparktoro.com. You can put in your competitors and it will give you the demographics of their competitors. So you know who is using that type of service.
Were you referring to what type of marketing versus going to social media versus doing advertising versus?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So in that case, you need to think about that, and everybody needs to be in social media today. So somehow you need to be in the websites. You need most of the business need a website. You can handle landing pages, for example, but in reality, the clients need to find you and need to be able to, because once a customer is aware that they have a need, they have many choices. So they need to find you. And in today's world, you need to be online. So recommendations from there, whether you need an advertising, like do flyers or be in radio or this and that, depends, as Lori said, on the business. But definitely be online in some way. But you need to figure out where your client goes, because if you think that you need to be in Facebook, but you are targeting teenagers, they are in TikTok. So that's why it's so important to describe very well who is your target client. And there are places where you can figure out, they report who goes to Facebook at what times in the day, which days, for example, or Instagram. So the information is out there. We can help you find it, but definitely think on a website for sure, and think on some search engine like Google, for example, because the first place that you go to find a business is Google. Mm-hmm. But there are other options.
Sorry. I believe Shubra also had a question.
The websites that you mentioned, are those free or is there a cost associated?
So Spark Toro, it's free up to 5 searches. Then you can activate a package and you pay based on the package that you activate. But for example, if you know that there is one specific competitor that you really want to check out, if Apple says, I wonder what Microsoft is doing, they could type in Microsoft and it would give them, these are the campaigns that are performing well on their social media. This is the type of social media that they're using. This is also where they are mentioned. So it's a huge, huge tool that I personally use to help my businesses understand what are other people doing and what's really speaking to your customer base. And like Minerva was saying, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. You don't just want to say like, I have a Facebook page, so I'm good. Again, it depends on who your target is, and you want to give a little variety to people, so it also builds credibility when they can see that, oh look, they're on Facebook, but did you see there that they also are tagged in YouTube for a podcast that they were doing, so you want to have a little variety. Your website needs to be search engine optimized, so that means that Google and Facebook, right now they're the biggest out there, so you want to make sure that it's communicating with all of that, so that they can find you. It's all based on the algorithm, and these type of companies, they change the algorithm because that way it keeps us marketers on our toes. So, so any other questions? Spark Toro, it's Spark, S-P-A-R-K, Toro, T-O-R-O.com. Mm-hmm.
So with anything you do in marketing and advertising, you need to be consistent, relevant, and responsive. So you have to, if you said I'm going to be in certain social media Tuesdays and Thursday. Be consistent. Don't appear 1 week and then disappear for a month. Don't commit to be every day because it's not going to be enough material for you and it's going to be very tiresome. So it's better to be once a week or once a month if it's the only time you can, but be consistent so people know when to find you, that they are waiting for you with the relevant information for them. And be responsive if it's a good or bad comment. Be polite, but respond to your customers. Build a relationship.
I normally suggest that you use maximum 6 social media outlets, not more than that. I know that some people say I have Facebook and that's good, but then there's also those people that try to be everywhere and do everything, and it's exhausting to try to keep up with everything because not all social media platforms integrate with each other. And if you don't have a team that's going to be, managing that for you, it's going to be on your shoulders and on your team, and it's going to get exhausting really quick. So I suggest maximum 6 because it's easy to maintain and also it's strategic to what you're trying to accomplish. If your business does not cater to the teenagers or in TikTok, don't get a TikTok. You don't need to have one. Okay. If you don't need Facebook, Facebook you need because, again, it's like the biggest one and it communicates with all the other social medias. But if there's one that you're not really, like SoundCloud, if you're not producing sound bites, then you don't need to have a sound bite. Okay, so be strategic with the social media outlets that you're using and also the partnerships that you are creating. Just because someone asks you to be part of something doesn't mean that you necessarily have to say yes to it. When you're building, it's good to kind of get yourself out there, but once you become a little more established, you don't have to spread yourself thin trying to do 1,000 interviews or 1,000 community events just to get, just to be out there. So you want to be strategic with where you go. That way your presence matters when you are there. Any other questions? Okay.
One other advice is put yourself in the shoes of your customer and do the journey of purchasing your product or service. Like go and look for your business in Google. Go and to your website and try to buy a product and see how easy or difficult it is. And if it's not good, or if you search for your business and you don't find it until the after 15 other business, then there's area for improvement. So all the time put yourself, remember, even in your messages, it's not about you, it's about them. So always put yourself in the shoes of your customer.
Perfect. Well, thank you. I do want to make one last comment, and that is on the presentation, if you want to schedule a consultation with Minerva or with me, the QR codes, just scan the QR codes and it will bring you to our site so that you can have our contact information as well. And make sure to also sign up for the newsletters because anything that we are doing in Hanover Park is very supportive, so they will be communicating with you as well, so make sure that you sign up for the newsletter.
I'd like to thank you all for coming and thank our speakers, Minerva and Lori. And please, if you wish to stay for our Economic Development Committee, it does start at 12:30. But if you have questions or you need some help, reach out to our presenters. They can give you more assistance and answer your questions one-on-one. Also, the Village has a lot of resources for businesses. So go to the website, sign up for the Business Matters newsletter, or check in with our local Hispanic Chamber of Commerce and the Bartlett Area Chamber of Commerce. Lots of resources out there that are free to you as business owners. And again, thank you for coming today.